Bethesda fans have had enough. Fallout fans are angry. They have been for years now. Elder Scrolls fans are literally giving up any hope for their game ever being good again. In general, everything that Bethesda is doing currently is getting an unbelievable amount of scrutiny. You know what? This is a hot take, but it's actually a good thing Starfield didn't succeed from Bethesda's standpoint, because if Starfield had fans, even those fans would be pissed about now. But since Starfield didn't have any fans to begin with, at least Bethesda's saving face a little bit there. It is insane. The only thing that Bethesda does and that somehow is working is the microtransaction shops. And the Fallout Day, dude. No one liked the Fallout Day. Oh man, that thing should have been a 3-sentence email. And people are still pissed. People are still mad. It is insanity. Bethesda at this point could easily be the most hated gaming company in existence at this point. Zero trust, zero hope, zero sympathy, only apathy and rage at this point.
Last week was the second year of Fallout Day, and this didn't go over super well. Bethesda's yearly Fallout celebration was met with quite a bit of fan backlash. I mean, people literally started throwing tomatoes during the stream. Not great. And in the week since, nearly every online discussion around the event is criticizing it, the franchise, or even Bethesda in some way. But is all of this justified? Are these just more gamers getting mad over nothing?
It's always justified. Listen, I'm a consumer, I'm a gamer. If I'm mad about something in my game, it doesn't matter what it is. It's right. I have the right to be mad. Listen, if you dislike the video, that breaks my heart. Breaks my heart. What are you doing, camera, you little shit? Is it because of the lighting? In any case, it breaks my heart, obviously. No, it's still wonky. What the hell, bruv? What the hell? There we go. Magic. But if you dislike this video, even for just because you don't like, I don't know how I speak, how I said just a word right now, that's valid. Not maybe the most reasonable thing, but it is valid. And Bethesda is literally getting hate for absolutely everything they do, anything they do, in fact. And that's the most beautiful thing I have ever seen in my life, because I mean, they deserve this. They deserve this so much.
Fans have good reason to be upset right now. One of the big things I praised Bethesda for this Fallout Day is transparency. Even from the initial Fallout Day announcement, they described news around their existing Fallout games. And they even laid this out more clearly the day before the event. After the first warning didn't seem to heed the expectations, they went point by point and mentioned what exactly would be here, and very clearly a new Fallout game or a Fallout 3 remake.
LOL, who fucking cares? Oh, this Fallout Day, we're not gonna announce anything new. Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem. We only care about this event because we hope that you actually announce something new. Not Fallout 76 slop, not Fallout Shelter slop, not Fallout 4 creations that's gonna further kill the game, not merch drops. No, who the hell buys Bethesda merch after all? The moldy helmets and the canvas bags and the fake rum bottles. Like, who is desperate and stupid enough to actually buy Fallout merch or Bethesda merch in general? Community in a person events, like, who cares? Who cares? And a post so celebrating the community. What community?
Remastered is not on this list. But I mean, hey, even if Bethesda's own posts weren't enough, we even saw leaks tempering expectations. As Nate the Hate, who leaked the Fallout 3 remaster in the first place, and Oblivion for that matter, said he didn't think the Fallout 3 remaster would be at this event, and a ton of articles covered this. So the simple reality is, if you went into Fallout Day expecting a new Fallout game, that's kind of on you. That was a totally...
No. If you went and expected any Bethesda to deliver anything even remotely good, that's on you. That's what it really is. And I personally think people have obviously 120% the right to be angry about this.
unrealistic expectation, and even Bethesda was telling you that. But I do feel like all of this is touching on a much larger issue with Bethesda and really their handling of the Fallout franchise, which I guess in some ways we can also kick up the blame to Xbox as well now. Like, yeah, sure, it's entirely unrealistic for this year's Fallout Day or even next year's Fallout Day, and maybe even the one after that to debut a new mainline or even spin-off Fallout game. But that kind of is the problem, isn't it? At this point, outside of a remake, it's looking really grim for us to get a new Fallout game in the 2020s. It's looking like Bethesda might just skip that decade, which just so happens to be the period of time where Fallout has been more popular than ever. Over the past few years, we've seen a complete resurgence of the games thanks to the insanely popular TV show. And even beyond that, it's not even like it was a full-on resurgence. The games were still popular, they're just much more popular now. But when it comes to Fallout Day, fans of those things didn't really get anything new. An event like Fallout Day right now feels like it's doomed to be a huge disappointment with a major portion of the audience because the content that audience want simply isn't ready yet. I mean, okay, Season 2 actually did come exceptionally fast. Prime was working very diligently there. I am hopeful the quality does hold as well. And the TV show skipping Fallout Day is
the quality of this show completely went to shit out of the second half of the first season, where you had vaults where they got exiled, and that it was so bad. Do you want to make my penis explode? Anyone remember that garbage?
probably not Bethesda's fault. I imagine they did want a new trailer at this event and Prime probably said no. But Bethesda and Xbox are in control on the game side, and on that side things just feel bad. Like, I know for me, it's genuinely difficult to get hyped around Fallout when we have no idea when the next major game is coming. I can make arguments right now for why 2028, but also 2032 are perfectly realistic dates for the next mainline entry in the series or even spin-off entry. When things are simply that unknown and uncertain, it's hard to get excited about the future. I think really that's the biggest issue, the core of the problem and this disconnect we're seeing between the Fallout fanbase and Bethesda and these events. But even beyond all of that, like I touched on in my reaction video to it, one of the other big issues was the actual content of the Fallout Day stream. It's all monetized. Happy 10-year anniversary to Fallout 4, you can now buy a bunch of new stuff. Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition hasn't even had its cost revealed yet, but seemingly does have a cost, and frankly, the new content wasn't very exciting. Okay, the Switch 2 release is genuinely nice, but it's not here yet. It's coming next year. Oh yeah, and Fallout 4 is getting a paid mods update. I'm a big believer that $10 paid mods that are similar to DLCs from high quality mod authors or even mod teams, which is something we're starting to see happen, is something I can support. I support $10 DLC.
Oh god, no, and again with the bod college. The bod college should be paying me to play its ass. It's garbage.
Mods. I'll buy that. I know some aspects of the community don't, but I do. But paid mods will never go over well with gaming overall because it's something that started free, and even more importantly, has a ton of free options already. For a ton of people on PC, their only interaction with paid mods is negative. It's having to update a bunch of their own free mods when a new paid mods update comes out. There is a subset of players that does enjoy this content. They see a new paid creation and get excited even before they know what it is. But that's a niche audience, and I think Bethesda should be a...
That's a niche audience, and also we call them mouth breathers because they're worthless.
Where that this stage, the people you're hitting with a Fallout Day stream isn't touching...
Wait, that's the thumbnail. I'll write down the timestamp. That's the thumbnail. That explains everything.
Than that audience. We're not hitting the people that love paid mods, you're hitting the people that don't love paid mods. And then of course there was the New Vegas fake out, celebrating New Vegas' anniversary not with a remastered game or any type of new game content, but instead a $150 statue that doesn't actually ship until next year. Oh yeah, and it doesn't even come with New Vegas, you get the game codes via email. The New Vegas...
You know what? Actually, based Bethesda, you know, keep milking the idiots. If someone buys that, I want them to trip.
Vegas 15th Anniversary Edition ships closer to the 16th anniversary. This is a very transparent version of monetizing an anniversary with a product that simply...
Yeah, you can't lean in Fallout New Vegas, by the way, just FYI.
Wasn't ready yet. And I feel like embedded within all of this was a certain degree of disconnect that was just felt through the stream. Fallout 4 is getting a paid mods update. Todd Howard talked about reading all of these comments. You know this aspect of the stream isn't going to go over well with a major part of the community, and it's one of the biggest announcements from the stream. Maybe try to sell it a little better. You can acknowledge the dislike of paid mod.
I think Todd Howard is emotionally broken at this point. I think Todd is not having a good day. First, Fallout 3, his magnus opus of the time, gets overshadowed by Fallout New Vegas, a game that was literally made in a fucking year. That must hurt. And now that's the franchise that everyone is calling, what Fallout should be like. Not what you made, but what someone else made in a year. That is humiliation. That is, listen, I have barely any morals, and I literally could not care less about stuff like that. But man, if I was Todd, I would probably still feel a little bit disheveled at least about that. But then it gets worse. You, Todd Howard, finally get to do what you have always dreamt up since you were a child. And this is factual, by the way. And that is to make your space game and call it Starfield. Which actually is, by the way, a fucking stupid name. Jesus Christ. But anyway, you make Starfield your actual magnus opus. And people hate it. In fact, it goes so bad that you remove your name from it in less than a month of the game being out. That's what Todd did, by the way. He removed himself from the Starfield conversation like a month after release. It's insane. Okay? Todd Howard currently is not just a ghost of what he once was. He is just a fucking corpse of what one once could have been.
Content, but showcase how cool it can be also. They just casually dropped that Nate and Nora voice actors are returning for some kind of experience. I think if they spent a bit more time here showing off whatever this is, or maybe even letting us hear the new voice lines clearly, this audience might have reacted a bit more positively. As a simple example, here's one of the trailers a creator team made.
You don't mind getting your hands dirty.
Wow.
So you want to become a bounty hunter, do you? Introduce the gyrojet revolver.
Many of you still won't be interested, but that has a lot more potential to...
I mean, kind of corny, but it is better than anything Bethesda has done, I'll give you that. Still kind of corny, but I mean, it is definitely better than Bethesda.
People hyped about this upcoming paid mod. Paid mods are an uphill battle, but actually acknowledging that and trying to create content knowing that feels like it would go over a lot better than just this quick slideshow of, oh yeah, here's all the paid content. People don't like that kind of stuff. Even further, the number one comment I get when I talk about new Fallout 4 updates is around expanded mod space and fixes for some of what was broken in last year's updates. I would suspect some of these fixes or changes are coming. Fallout 4's paid mod update very well may include a mod...
Okay, real question here, boys. Does anyone ever use an automatic pistol playing a Fallout game? Automatic pistol, not like an actual, assault rifle or anything like that, but an automatic pistol. Do you ever use that?
Space upgrade.
I feel it's so bad because at the start where you could use it because it's a DPS increase, and it's a decent one at that, it just eats up all of your ammo because you don't have a lot of it, and by the time you have a reasonable amount of ammo for the gun, you have a better gun.
It seems like the game in general will be getting an update, and I just have no idea why it wasn't mentioned at all in the stream. The community very transparently cares about all of this stuff, and certain changes would paint this update in a very different light for a lot of players. And I think the same is true for the New Vegas re-release. A lot of people will gladly spend $150 on this. A lot of people won't, a lot of people will find it insulting either way, but the way this was presented was the worst part. Something like this is probably getting backlash either way, but it got a lot more backlash.
By the way, a Victor statue, like, Jesus Christ. Even a house statue would have actually been probably better than that.
To how it was showcased. And just to pause here, even if you are a Fallout fan who tuned into the show with money to spend on some cool new content, for a lot of the community, these are literally the worst possible options as far as paid content goes. Paid mods are controversial, Bethesda knows that. We didn't even get a price or explicit details on Fallout 4's Anniversary Edition, and the New Vegas situation, yeah, that's just bad. Fallout 76 and Fallout Shelter did have new free content supported by optional paid stuff, which honestly is fine. For fans of these communities, this is mostly cool. The new seasons and Battle Pass for Fallout Shelter do seem monetization heavy, but it's a free-to-play mobile game, so I do understand.
Oh, but the slop you're getting is free, so of course it's fine that you get like milked for it. What a great great thing to say. What an amazing thing to say. What a clearly pro-consumer mindset we're having here, boys.
And did a bit more. I think when it came to Fallout 76, a lot of what they showcased was just cool. I actually liked that aspect of the stream. But let's face it, those games appeal to a different audience. There's a lot of overlap. I think most Fallout fans at this point have played and enjoyed both Fallout 76 and Fallout Shelter for some amount of time, and if you haven't, definitely give them a try, they're both fun. But in my opinion, there is this insanely valuable and massive Fallout fanbase that does exist, and Fallout 76 and Fallout Shelter aren't those people's favorite games. They want a new single-player Fallout experience. At this point, I don't even really think it matters who's making that single-player Fallout experience. Anything would get people.
It matters. Because at this point, people don't want Elder Scrolls 6. We don't want Fallout 5. That's just the brutal reality of this. It does matter. If it's done by Bethesda, a lot of people do agree with my opinion, and I mean, it's technically an extremely extreme opinion about when it comes to stuff like this. It's the fact that I would rather not have Elder Scrolls 6 and Fallout 5 if it's made by Bethesda or Obsidian. If these companies are allowed to make it, we're just delaying the actual real good Fallout game that's happening just by 5 more years, 10 more years at this point. That's what we're doing. We're not gaining shit. We're losing it. So, yeah, I would rather these games just don't get made in the first place if it's by these people.
Excited. We want a Fallout 3 or New Vegas remake, and one done properly. Oblivion Remastered is definitely cool, but it could be so much more. The game seemingly has stopped getting support.
Whoa. Okay, listen. Oblivion Remastered, yeah, swipe it under the rug, but Morrowind Remastered, that's gonna be big.
After just a couple of updates, and it never even got a full-fledged modding scene. A full-on remake with proper support is the treatment that these incredible games deserve, and I really hope that comes to fruition with Fallout 3, although I'm not holding my breath after Oblivion. And of course, Fallout 5, or really any
like, there's a bigger chance that Bethesda gives us body type A and body type B in some other game than we actually get something good out of them.
kind of new spin-off Fallout game is what fans truly want. And I guess the issue is, what's Bethesda really supposed to do here? They're so commonly praised for their incredibly short reveal.
By the way, you know what I have been thinking recently? What was the city called? Nipton? But this is the first city that you go to find Preston Garvey. Now, obviously, finding Preston Garvey, if you know who Preston Garvey is kind of sad and humiliating in of itself. But honestly, the fact that this was the first city you go to, and it was just hollow. There was nothing in it. Like, I think there was only the museum building that you could have actually entered here, if I'm not mistaken. Was there even any other enterable building there? I don't think so. It was just so bad.
And I guess the issue is, what's Bethesda really supposed to do here? They're so commonly praised for their incredibly short reveal to release timeline. Should they start breaking that like they did with Starfield and the Elder Scrolls 6 trailer? Those two things I see consistently criticized. So from their perspective, it does seem almost like an impossible situation. Tease too early and people are upset, but if nothing is ready yet, what's there to tease? And in my opinion, the solution is there.
How can nothing be ready? That's like the big question, right? That I don't think a lot of people understand. How can anything not be ready? Like, you had literally... The last game you made was... The last game that probably took more effort than 5 people was Skyrim. Other than that, nothing. You have made nothing. Okay, Starfield exists, but I mean, still, like, how have you not made anything? How is there nothing to even present to us. It just makes no sense.
And it's just blueprinting off what's working for other people. I heard Bethesda is working on a Fallout 3 remaster. You've seen it on this leaked roadmap, and you've seen other people leak it as well. Why not tease that? You don't have to say anything explicitly in the stream, but give us an ARG or just some kind of light tease. Something for fans to dig into. Imagine if when Todd Howard cut to this scene when he mentioned they were working on some other things for the future, the crowd noise in the background was actually crowd noise from Fallout 3. Or hey, maybe somewhere on this screen it leads us to a secret website that has some
What?
codes and a
Oh no, not the cyberpunk stuff. You know about the cyberpunk stuff, boys. God, I am pissed. Cyberpunk needs to stop with that. Oh, something's coming any day now for the past decade. Anyway, that was Juicehead. It's looking bad, boys. We all know it looks bad. Bye.